Hey everybody, today I'm coming at you with a brand new video that is Valentine Day related. So I don't know if it's a good idea or not, but I decided to make a video where I show you images of a heart generated by AI, by ChatGPT in various art styles or art movements. I should point out that here in Estonia, at least, we do differentiate between an art style and an art movement. An art style is a set of characteristics that describe certain works of art and that express themselves, that manifest in sculpture, in architecture, in painting, and other sort of domains of art. An art movement is a certain set of characteristics that distinguish works of art and that appear in one or maybe in a couple of domains of art, like in, let's say, painting or sculpture. So today we're going to focus on painting, mostly on painting. Again, all of these images, actually except for one, are generated by AI. So we're going to begin with Impressionism. I should also point out that most of these art movements belong to modernism. So the first one is a human heart generated in the movement, in the art movement of Impressionism. Impressionism was kind of inspired by the creation of a camera, and Impressionist artists, they pay great attention to the depiction of shades and light. Neo-Impressionism is a kind of an offshoot of Impressionism. Neo-Impressionists used kind of dots made by brush. Instead of, full-fledged brush strokes, they used dots of different colors. Now, post-impressionism obviously does not strive to depict an object realistically. Now, this is supposed to be Fauvism. I don't know if it looks like Fauvism, at least the, stark, bright, unrealistic colors aimed at creating in the viewer a kind of a new emotion that's supposed to communicate Fauvism. All of the art movements that we've covered so far were particularly popular during the end of the 19th century. Now, this is symbolism. Symbolism comes directly from Romanticism. Symbolism rejects urbanization, rejects technology, rationality. Instead, it turns to religion, to various mystical religious symbols, nature, in its search for truth. This is the image of a bleeding heart. The image of the bleeding heart is a Catholic image. I think I talk about it in one of my previous videos where I talk about the difference between Catholicism, Orthodoxy, and Protestantism. Next up, we have Jugend style, or Art Nouveau. Jugend is also kind of similar to Romanticism, to symbolism, in that it denounces technology, rejects urbanization, instead turning to nature. Jugend frequently implies kind of a stark, visible contour, floral, decorative motifs, and of course it depicts young people. This is abstract art. The image of a human heart can be vaguely, very vaguely distinguished here. This is Cubism. Now here we have an art movement that originated in the beginning of the 20th century. Cubism depicts objects sort of breaking into various geometrical figures, and it also tends to depict objects as seen from different angles at the same time. This is Dada art, or Dadaism. Dadaism formed during the First World War, and it completely rejects not only war, but also technology, the urban kind of lifestyle, the urban environment. It denounces the traditional forms of authority, traditional political figures of authority, religious figures of authority. And also, Dada art is very much known for its collage, for the collage technique. Now, this is Surrealism. These images are obviously directly inspired by Salvador Dali's works. So Surrealism implies a lot of dreamlike imagery, absurd images, illusions. The image of the eye. Surrealism was directly influenced by psychoanalysis. So the idea that in order to understand one's strivings or urges, one needs to look at and sort of examine the subconscious and the dream state. This is pop art. This is something that we associate with Roy Lichtenstein and, of course, Andy Warhol. Pop art taps into mass culture, images of mass culture, frequently leaving the viewer guessing whether it references mass culture in order to make fun of it or in order to kind of praise it. Pop surrealism is a mix between surrealism and pop art. So, on the one hand, you have images of mass culture, but at the same time, you have also these absurd, dreamlike, somewhat creepy scenes. I would say that what distinguishes pop surrealism is images that are creepy and adorable at the same time. This is minimalism. Now, this image is not generated by AI. This is actually a scanned package for a cake. This is all written in Estonian, but this, I feel, is a good example of optical art or op art. This is photorealism. Photorealism actually does depict urban environments. It doesn't reject them, but it does, somewhat similarly to Impressionism, it does tend to depict scenes that look like accidental snapshots. And last but not least, we have conceptualism. Conceptualist art tends to depict or communicate phenomena not through necessarily painting them, but through words or concepts presented as words. All right, well, that's it for this video. These are all the art movements that we've covered. But if you guys liked the video, if you found it informative, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.